Welcome to the jump. Welcome to the jump.
Mill to God, AKA. Yeah, let's get that straight. Mill to God. Now, Mill, first and foremost, man, I want to commend you, man, because you're very active in the community, but it's not a save face type thing. You're there when nobody else is around. And you're kind of like one of those heroes without recognition. Do you ever feel that way?
I mean, I don't do it for recognition.
No, you don't do it for recognition. Well, let's bring the people up to speed. You do things like you go into.
I make my own recognition.
You make your own recognition. Okay. Now, well, you do that by you've gone into the prisons and spoke with the prisoners and things of that nature. What compelled you to do that?
Well, I have to. First, I got to give props to Khalid Samar and Scooby, a brother named Scooby. Those brothers, because they the ones that kind of like got me into that.
Yeah.
But I feel passionate about doing that because I like to bring information to brothers like that they could actually use. Like a lot of people are going to the prisons and they'll talk to them and they'll just talk about, oh, stay out of trouble when you get out. I like to actually give them solutions that they could use when they get out, things that they can actually put into place, because I have basically came up with an economic format for what I'm doing with my organization and with my business and I know these things work. So I like to go in there and bring something different, because most people that go in there, they don't talk about that type of stuff.
Let me ask you a real question, Mill to God. Was it always like this, or was it after what happened with you that you got turned up on, introspect and retrospective of your own self, or was it always like this from the beginning?
No, well, I first I say I give the credit to my mother for that, because when I was young, she took me to the Nation of Islam when I was probably like 13 years old. And I know, like, when I was young, my mother would always like tell me about, like, my mother's not really conscious, but she would always tell me about like slave pictures, and she would tell me, like, she didn't really know history like to the degree that we study it, but she would always like have me watching slave pictures. I remember her taking me to the Nation of Islam, so that was my first introduction into consciousness, and then like when I became a teenager, I started going down the wrong path. Of course, I don't know, people can see, they see I'm in a wheelchair, so I got shot when I was a teenager, and then as I matured, as I got older, I guess I came back into that type of information, and that, I started getting into the knowledge of self, and it just carried me from there.
Right.
So my first introduction into any type of consciousness was the Nation of Islam. So I got to give that credit to my mother, because she the one that took me there.
Yeah. Now, Mill to God is not playing. Mill to God has organized think tanks in the community where he organized people that's doing things, and they get together and they meet at certain places, and they set agendas for things that happen and occur in the community. Am I right?
Yeah, you was a part of that.
I mean, but I can't really give. I went there. I'm always with you, but I went there maybe one time.
Yeah.
But for you to have the courage and the wherewithal to do that, what are you looking to happen with the think tank that you started?
Well, me personally, I'm not gonna reveal everything that I'm working on, because I know like you can't tell everything that you're trying to do. But like I got basically an economic plan, and basically what I do is I don't want to call myself a master, but I'm very knowledgeable in leveraging debt. And as far as with the think tank, with the think tank, my idea behind that was, I know a lot of different people in the community that's doing a lot of activism work, like probably like the who's who of the activist community, and some of the younger ones, some of the older ones. But what I noticed was it wasn't a network. It wasn't a strong network. Like I would have a friend that may be into this, and then I would know somebody else is into this, but they wouldn't know each other. Right. So one thing that I do in my studies, and I noticed that Europeans do, Asians, Europeans, every other race, they come together. It's I study something called ethno-irrigation, and Dr. Claude Anderson teaches that in his book.
Ethno-irrigation?
Ethno-irrigation.
What's that about?
It's when a race of people, well, I will say race for lack of better words, come together and they play the game of life as a group economically. Right. It's about group economics. Everybody's doing this except for us. Our people, we're not doing it.
Group
Everybody's playing they playing as a group. They
Right.
spend their money with each other. They circulate their money together. The only people that don't do it is black people. And I know so many people, like I deal with so many different people that's very intelligent and very conscious, and they doing things in the community. But I noticed these people didn't know each other, or a lot of them didn't know each other. So I created the think tank because one, other races, they have think tanks all the time. We the only people that don't do this. At least I don't know, in Cleveland, I don't know too many people that do it. I'll just say that. And I know we all got great minds. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these people I look up to, but they didn't know each other. So I knew that I figured if I could bring these people together and we can network together, we can get out in the community and do some strong things and basically take back our community. That's my goal. I'm not gonna go into the way everything I'm gonna do to make that happen.
Yeah.
But if we get together, we basically could take back our communities because it's really not hard to do. It's just us coming together, and we have to. But in order for that to happen, we don't have no hope unless we get together and play this economic game as a group.
Right.
We got to do that.
Well, one thing I found out about you, Mill, you're not just lip servicing, your faith and your belief. When you talk with the Moors, a lot of them, they always say, claim your nationality, and in doing so, you have to do something for yourself, like claim your land and, start commerce and things of that nature. You've always been like that, an entrepreneur. Speak to that.
Yeah, that's where it's all about. Entrepreneurship is basically your ticket to freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people say, got a lot of different avenues to freedom, but really it's all about doing commerce. It's all about economics. When you control your own resources and when you control your own source of income, you have control. When you got to go ask somebody else for a job, you got to have your kids go ask somebody else for a job. That's crazy. Why? We the only people that do that. How can you send your kids to work to ask somebody else for a job and beg somebody else for a job and then complain when they treat you bad?
Oh!
And you always begging for money, and that's what our people do. So, and our ancestors, I'm really into studying the ancestors, and when you go way back, when you go into the civilizations of Kemet, when you go into the Moors, when you go into the Phoenicians, they were big on commerce. They controlled their own resources. I study people like Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa was the richest man in the world. He's a black man. Most people don't even know that. But our ancestors they ran commerce. They ran commerce globally. Today, our people don't do commerce. You know what I'm saying? Our communities is controlled by Arabs and Asians. You know what I'm saying? And it's absolutely crazy. So one thing I just hate to see when I look on TV and I hear people protesting and they talk about Black Lives Matter and all this. How Black Lives gonna matter when you going to ask somebody else for a job?
Oh!
You know what I'm saying? Like you need to control you need to be hiring your own people.
Right.
You need to be what I got going on with the Black Wall Street Empire and everything that I'm trying to do is we just group economics and we got we really about that life.
Now with Black Wall Street Empire, that's real interesting that you using that term because there was a such thing as a Black Wall Street. If y'all remember in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I think around 1920 in the roaring 20s, you had the Black Wall Street, and it started in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then they were firebombed. You guys probably know a little bit more of the history, but it was firebombed, and then they started all over again, and the people in power there rezoned everything and kicked them out of what they rebuilt. So it was just a tragic thing. But we have Wall Street today from that model of successful black people dealing with group economics and stuff back then. So, did you borrow from those times to bring it to the forefront or what?
No, I can't really say that. I'm going to tell you who I study. I study Dr. Claude Anderson. I study Corey P. Smith, a brother named Yusuf El. Black Wall Street, I have done a little research on that. I haven't got in depth on that, but one thing that I do know about Black Wall Street that I don't want to see repeated is a lot of people don't know when Black Wall Street was burnt down, they actually rebuilt Black Wall Street. Now this I did do my research on. The Black Wall Street, after they rebuilt it, it fell again because of integration. Now we all know after integration, when integration came in, that's when black people was able to, for the audience out there that don't know, that's when black people was able to go shop at the white stores and go shop with the white people and everything, and it killed the black businesses. in all over America. But basically, that's how Black Wall Street fell after they rebuilt it. And so that's another reason why I like going to the jails and I like working with the kids, because I try to give them like a mindset, a black mindset of us supporting each other. Because the reason why Black Wall Street failed the second time is because we didn't support it. We went to everybody else and started spending our money.
Now you got a gentleman here with you here today. You want to let him know your name?
Yes, my name is Reggie Philpott. I go by Brother Poet. Folks know me in the community as Brother Poet.
Now, Brother Poet, are you involved with BlackWallStreetEmpire or the things that Brother, Mill the God got going on right here?
Yes, I am. I'm actually one of the founders and owners of BlackWallStreetEmpire.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and I'm also a historian, herbologist, and I teach law. And so I like to network and basically freely give up the information I have. And so that's how I met Neil the God.
You say you like to teach law. Is that like constitutional law?
Yeah, constitutional based law.
Claiming your sovereignty and all of that thing, or what?
Yes, actually, I do it from a perspective of first letting folks know who they actually are. A lot of folks, and I'm not into the sovereign citizen thing. A lot of folks.
Okay, that's what I want. Because right now them folks is running rapid. I mean, you got to be careful, man, because they'll lead you straight, man, straight up and down.
Oh yeah, and the authorities will try to trick you into that type of language too, when you don't really know. But I try to teach, and I do teach, that sovereignty is tied to your indigenous national heritage. There's one of the biggest games going on in the world is the identity of so-called black folks in America. I'm a Cherokee indigenous national, descended from the Yamasee Nation. And so when you trace back your history to know who you are, a lot of us never do that. To know who you are, you have to be descended from a line of people.
Right.
And so a lot of us call ourselves today African Americans, blacks, before Negroes.
Yeah.
And see, these titles have no historic nature. So they don't give you no identity to your historical background, so you can find who you actually are. We are actually hundreds of nations of people that was here. But basically what I'm saying is, a lot of us think that we were mostly brought here as slaves. But I'm venturing to tell folks that through my own research that 15 to 20% of us was brought over here as slaves. The rest of us was already here. And what I'm saying is we can trace our history. So when I ask a lot of folks who they are, and I ask them, where did your family descend from? A lot of us come up from South. And a lot of us answers is Alabama, Georgia, Florida. And so that's the Yamasee Nation. The Yamasee Nation had conflicts with these wars with these folks up until 1750.
So hold on, do you have school where you teach this, or is it training sessions through the website? Like, how does it go?
Actually, we have study group every other Sunday, and we go into this information, and then we tie it into the economics.
Okay.
Lectures. We have a couple of lectures.
You have lectures. Okay, so all that type of information, like when the lectures go down, when and where, all that can be found on your website and stuff like that.
At the study group.
We just started the website, but we gonna get into
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's a lot of big things popping.
But okay, you just started the website, but one thing's for sure, certain, you can go there because you launched a few products on that website. You have a holistic product, and you have a male and female perfume and body oil.
We have a herbal healing product called the $5 No Holler, and it deals with pain, infection, inflammation, and circulation.
And that's part of your holistic research. How long you been into that?
I've been into that about 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah. But my lifestyle has been beyond that type of lifestyle.
Well, I mean, you can't be thinking brothers running no crackpot science, because I've been in reflexology for 10 years.
Okay.
And I've helped not only myself but a lot of people. And that's been through my own research. So I commend you on that. And you said a $5 holler. That's a
$5 no holler.
$5 no holler.
Yes, sir.
And that's on the website.
Yes.
And it heals what?
It deals with pain, infection, inflammation, and circulation.
Okay.
It's not on the site yet, but it'll be coming soon. We're in the process of developing that product. Well, it's developed, but we're in the process of putting it together, packaging and production it. And we got this right here for all the people out there.
Now that's on the website.
We got this right here. It's out right now.
Don't make me to be out of line.
Hey,
That's
hot.
on the website.
Hey, it's hot, man. It's selling like, man, I'm telling you.
Hey, no,
it's
for
selling
real.
beyond my expectation. It's selling like this. It's selling beyond my expectation.
He's not lying. If you go on the social media and see, there's a lot of testimonials out there from young men and women in the community who is patronizing BlackWallStreetEmpire.com with King and Queen Ra fragrance and perfume.
This KingRa right here for men. And then I got the QueenRa for women. I don't have no boxes of the QueenRa because I sold out today. it's selling hot, yo. But
I couldn't bring them on the show. I'm sold out.
But look, listen. Y'all need to go to BlackWallStreetEmpire.com and get this. And right now, if you go to the website and buy it, I'm giving away free gifts. This is 100% natural product created by me, all black man, all 100% black businessman. I did the website myself. I got my web developer. My hosting company is a black company. It's all black everything. Everything I do, I'm spending money with black people. I broke bread with Hollywood in the Hood for my marketing. I want to plug the Youth Leaders program too. I did a marketing deal with them. Y'all need to go holler at the Youth Leaders. And then I got some other business partners. I want to plug them. That's JGI Empire. One of my partners is in the audience today, and we doing big things with that. Be looking out for that real soon. JGI Empire gonna be real big. So y'all need to be CEO J. Shout out to him. Y'all need to be looking for that. We ain't got time.
CEO J been in the
we ain't got time to get into that. But look, it's so much, man. Like we got a lot of stuff popping out. I hate we ain't got enough time to get everything. But right now, y'all definitely need to go get that KingRa and QueenRa.
Real quick, where did the name come from? Did you pull it from comedic science or what?
They're talking about the name for the fragrance? All right, King.
Yeah, go ahead.
KingRa is, of course, with King and Queen, I see our people as kings and queens. I see the sisters as queens. I hate when they call each other BITCHs because they not BITCHs, and we us as brothers, we kings. We come from that lineage.
Right.
Our bloodline is attached to kings and queens. That's real. That's facts right there. And then Ra is the Egyptian sun god.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? And I can go in all directions with that.
So you know why you should go get
that. What I'm saying? Y'all should get that because it's tied to y'all lineage. It's a fragrance for us. And the oil is all natural. So natural. Our skin, that goes with natural things, naturally. But Ra is the sun god. You know what I'm saying? We don't got time for me to break it down. But that's this right here. This is Haru. You know what I'm saying? You could really go into Haru because Haru is the representation of Ra. So I ain't got time to break all that down. But
King
that's basically
and Queen
where the name comes
Ra,
from. And
the body oil and perfume.
Before you get off, I want to plug my business credit too. We ain't had enough time to really go into that. But business credit is the big thing. On my website, y'all can go get my credit repair packages. But y'all really need to hit me up for consultations on business credit because that's the lick right now. I really want to stress to the black community. If you really want to get money to work for yourself and invest, because a lot of people think you got to get loans and everything and start business. No, business credit is the lick, man. That's the lick right now. So it is not hard to get money to invest into yourself and to get out here in the community and do business. We really need to get back to doing business. And I got a plan to take back the community, but we can't get into all that.
Mill to God, give it up.
Hey, can I
Black
do some
Wall Street Empire.
Can I do some shout outs?
Yeah, go ahead and get shout out.
I want to say, man, shout out to Bud, man. Free Bud. Free Bud. Free Maceo, a.k.a. Chase. And free my cousin LC, my cousin Chase, my cousin Maceo, and Bud, man. One love to Bud, man. I love him.